What if I told you your network has a secret traffic control system running 24/7? In this video, I'll decode Cisco's spanning tree protocol like never before, showing you exactly how your switches elect a root bridge, why some ports get blocked, and how to read those mysterious show spanning tree outputs like a pro. Stick around, your network troubleshooting skills will never be the same.
Now you have an idea what the spanning tree is, we will analyze its operation directly on the switches. On this topology that we will be using, spanning tree is enabled by default. The show spanning tree command is the most important command to remember. There is a lot of very useful information. Spanning tree comes in several versions, and the default version on switches is spanning tree by VLAN. Here we see the details for the VLAN 1. Here we see the information of the switch root bridge. This priority is set to 32769, and its MAC address is made up of only 1. From switch A, the cost to reach the switch elected root bridge is 19, and the port leading to it, which is also called the root port, is the fast Ethernet interface 0/47. Then the part below corresponds to the information of the local switch. In our example, this is switch A. We see its priority also set to 32769, and the sys-id-ext1, which is the VLAN number. The priority is 32768, but the spanning tree will add the VLAN number to give us a priority to 32769, and we see the MAC address of switch A made up of 2. This line gives some information on the use of the spanning tree. The hello set to 2 seconds means that every 2 seconds a BPDU is sent. The max age field, which is set to 20 seconds, indicates that if we don't receive a BPDU for 20 seconds, then we know something has changed in the network and that we will have to check the topology again. And the forward delay indicates in the example that it takes 15 seconds to go to the forwarding state. And the last part of the show spanning tree command shows us the interfaces and their status. The switch A has 2 interfaces. Port 46 is a designated port which is in forwarding, and port 47 is a root port that is in transfer mode, that is to say, in forwarding mode. The PRIO.NBR column is the port priority. Given that only non-root switches have a port that leads to the root bridge, we can conclude that the switch A is not the chosen one. That is to say, it is not the root bridge, because port 47 leads to the root bridge. To get a good overview, I mark the FA0/46 port as the designated port, and the FA0/47 port as the root port. Now let's take a look at the switch B. Here we see information about the root bridge. We see that the data is similar to switch A. The root port of switch B is port 44. Here is the data of the switch B. The priority is the same as on switch A, only the MAC address is different. Here switch B has the same MAC address, only with 3. And finally, in this part we see 2 interesting things. Port 45 is a port which carries the role of alternative and is in blocking mode. And port 44 is a root port, in forwarding mode. Remember, I told you that a blocked port was a port with the role of not designated. Here in the spanning tree by VLAN, a blocked port carries the role of alternative. With the information that we just found on switch B, we can add other information on our topology. We just have to look at the switch C side. The switch C is the root bridge of this network. We already knew that, since switch A and B are both non-root, but it's always good to go and check it out. Since this is the root bridge, the MAC address of the root ID is the same as that of the bridge ID. And the two interfaces of switch C are designated ports in mode forwarding. Our topology is now complete. Only with the command show spanning tree were we able to see how the spanning tree worked on the three switches. And if we take a good look at the different MAC addresses of the three switches, we know why switch C was elected the bridge. As they have the same priority, then the election is done by the smallest MAC address. And it's switch C with its MAC address made up of 1 who wins. And we can even know why it was the FA0/45 interface of switch B that was blocked, and not the opposite interface, which is the 0/46 of switch A. That's all. Simply that as the two switches have the same priority, then once again the choice will be made on the smallest MAC address. And here it is switch A, which has a smaller MAC address than switch B. It therefore wins the battle, and switch B, which is the losing switch, must close its port 45.